Hello, my name is Dr. Matt Shillito. I'm a lecturer in law at the University of Liverpool and a member of the Charity Law and Policy Unit. My research focuses primarily on financial and dark web crime. However, I frequently consider the impact that these insidious crimes can have on the running of charities. The purpose of this short video is to introduce you to my contribution to the Debates in Charity Law collection, edited by my wonderful colleagues Dr. John Picton and Dr. Jennifer Sigafus. My contribution is in chapter 12, which is entitled Regulating the Digital Currency Revolution, Unravelling the Technological Challenge Faced by Charities. So then, why should charities engage with digital currencies? The chapter argues that there is a twofold opportunity for charities here. First, that digital currencies open up a new fundraising stream, a new area, a new mechanism by which they gain access to funds. And second, that they provide a new mechanism for charities to move funds, a new vehicle through which to channel their resources. It is these two factors which have enticed charities such as UNICEF to embrace the digital currency revolution. However, only a few large charities have engaged with this. Perhaps because at present digital currencies are synonymous with criminal activity and are, largely speaking, unregulated or at best underregulated. This chapter therefore seeks to unravel the legal challenges faced by charities in attempting to keep pace with the digital revolution, and in particular adopt digital currencies. Within the chapter, I identify 5 thematic challenges. First of all, we look at regulatory competence and consistency. As part of that, we will see that bodies at an international level have a limit to their competence in this area, which results in them simply making recommendations to individual member states. The result of this is an incoherent approach to regulating digital currencies, which varies from country to country. The significance of that is that until that is addressed, it creates an uncertain framework in which charities would operate. Therefore, they would need to have a knowledge of the different laws applying to digital currencies depending on jurisdictions they're operating in. Moving on to the second issue that the chapter looks at, that of regulatory appetite. The chapter looks at the kind of appetite there's been worldwide to regulate currencies. For much of the world, regulation remains on the horizon rather than being active. And until there's a broader appetite to regulate digital currencies, then charities' engagement is most likely to be limited due to the negative stigma of crime and indeed some of the inherent qualities that digital currencies have, such as their highly volatile nature. So regulatory appetite, we will see, it is a big thing that needs to change. The third challenge I identify is that of effectiveness. Once a jurisdiction implements measures to curb the abuse of digital currencies, often they are inappropriate for the task at hand. So what we've seen so far, and we will see through extrapolation in this chapter, is that a lot of the regulation never removes some of the negatives which would dissuade charities from operating with these currencies. So much work to do there. The fourth challenge, and perhaps one of the more significant challenges, was around proportionality in regards to the regulatory approach taken, i.e. whether the country decides to prohibit the use of digital currencies or promote them, and the way the regulation adapts there, and we'll look at that. But the real significant part of this piece is around the application of gift aid. Just before we move on to gift aid, just important to say that around the approach to regulation, that's incredibly important because different regulatory approaches create more uncertainty along the lines of what we looked at around the issue around regulatory appetite. So that's something that the chapter picks up on. In relation to gift aid, the chapter looks at its application. At best, we can say that its potential application is ambiguous, and because of that, charities are unlikely to want to promote its usage if it results in gift aid not being applicable, because it could encourage those who would give by other means to give by this means, and for gift aid not to be received. So until, as we'll see in the chapter, we look through a few more permutations there, until there is a solution to the gift aid issue, charities are probably going to be reluctant to want to encourage individuals to give in this way. So at present, it looks like it's a way to get new individuals to give, but not a way to get people who would give by other means to give by this means. Final issue the chapter looks at is that of incidental impact, and looks around the idea of de-risking and the withdrawal of banking services. So potentially banks, in line with their anti-money laundering obligations, could look to de-risk on the basis that a charity engages with digital currencies, and we'll look at that as a prospect. We'll also mention that indeed this could, as digital currencies advance, provide a unique avenue for charities to not have to engage with the formal financial sector whatsoever. But at the moment, it could just be a reason to remove financial services that they would need even when using digital currencies. The paper argues that all of these regulatory challenges are magnified by the particular context of charities, in that they are risk averse and have limited resources. Whilst the opportunities presented that I outlined at the start of this short video are new, the challenges that are presented are long-standing, often state-level issues that have lacked adequate solutions for other areas. And so in this new context, we're still seeking the answers to these questions. There will be no quick fix. The consequence of that is that these challenges, when combined, are a significant barrier to digital currency usage by charities for all bar a few larger and or opportunistic entities. So the time perhaps isn't quite right for charities to engage with these currencies. And that's the end of my short overview. All that's left for me to say is thanks to John and Jen for producing this fantastic book alongside a number of other excellent contributors. I've thoroughly enjoyed reading it, and I hope you do too. So thanks for that, and I hope you enjoyed the book.